Today is Wednesday, August 4th, 2021, and we finally have in our hands set 75314, the Bad Batch Attack Shuttle. 969 pieces, contains every member of the Bad Batch except Omega, probably because they didn't want to spoil her on the box of a product that they announced months before the show started. Let's get to this build, I'm excited. Alright, bag one is done. Let me just get the bad out of the way first. Damn, is that lazy, Lego. So lazy. This is the same bark speeder we got with the 501st Battle Pack this year that probably everybody and their brother who builds Lego got at least one of to get the clone troopers. This is the exact same bark speeder. It's different color, but it's the same speeder. That's just kind of lazy. I'm not, I probably put this on wrong. Let's try that again. There we go. That's just kind of lazy. Yeah, like I really don't like that they just threw this in here just to up the part count so they could charge $100 for the set. Either leave it out or put a unique speeder in, or even better, put the parts into the shuttle to make it look better. Or give us extra minifigures. I don't know. This is just, yeah. And it still does not have the little circular pieces to make it look like it's floating. So it just sits there. It's oversized. I don't know. That's just annoying. Anyway, the second speeder is pretty cool. This is a little one, but as far as I know, this is pretty unique. I haven't seen this design before. It doesn't look like Ezra's or Kanan's from Rebels. It doesn't look like any of the speeder sets that I've put together before, so this is pretty neat. I really like the lime green color. That was actually in the show, if you've been watching the show. So that's pretty cool, although it's only in one episode and then you never see it again, so there's that. But yeah, that's a pretty cool speeder. Again, I just don't really, just putting speeders in with the shuttle is just kind of, I don't know, that's kind of cheesy. I think if you wanted to up the part count, put in extra minifigures or, more parts of the shuttle or something more interesting than stuff we've seen before. Anyway, moving on to the minifigures in bag one, we've got Gonki. Sort of. Yeah. Lego's just going with a lazy theme for this set, apparently. I guess this is a Gonk droid, or a sort of reasonable facsimile of one, that they so could have done a better job with this, or just made some sort of custom minifigure print or something. This is just something you could build out of spare parts in about 10 minutes. It's really just kind of lazy on Lego's part. They seem to be super lazy with these new sets. Like the Darksaber is super lazy. This is lazy. Putting the same bark speeder from the 501st is lazy. Ugh. On to the good from bag one. We've got Crosshair. Crosshair looks really cool. I love his helmet. The print is pretty cool on his armor. And then he's got the, let's see if we can focus this in close enough on Crosshair. He's got the crosshair, come on, focus. He's got the crosshair on his eye, just like in the show. You focus! You suck. No hairpiece because he's basically shaved, so he's all good. I really love the helmet on this. This helmet is super cool. I like that a lot. So that's good. On to the semi-good. We've got Hunter. He's got a knife. They didn't give him a blaster, even though he almost always uses a blaster in the show. And the knife is kind of secondary. But he looks cool. Cool print on the helmet. They've all got back printing there. And then when you take Hunter's helmet off, you can see he's got the same face paint he's got in the show, and he's got his little Rambo bandana thing. And then he's got a grr face on the back. The only problem with this is the same problem with a lot of the minifigures, particularly Bo-Katan from this release series. So just like Bo-Katan, Hunter's got something printed on his head that should be above his hair. And unfortunately, when you put Hunter's hair on, it just mostly covers up that hairband instead of it being on top of his hair like it is in the show. So you can't see the little skull on there. So they really need to do is mold those in and paint them on the hair pieces for these characters like Hunter and Bo-Katan. It would look way, way better. Because otherwise you're just covering that up. Why bother putting it on there? Just give him a black head and throw a helmet on him just like he did the Mandalorian. Alright, enough crying about bag one, on to bag two. That's bag two. It's the front part of the shuttle, cockpit area, although we haven't put the top on it yet. That's kind of a neat little build all on its own. Bag number three, coming at you, bag three. Look, we have built a sea turtle. Sea turtle, swimmy, swimmy, swim. Aww. Bag 3 is done, so we've attached the cockpit part of the shuttle to, I guess, the middle part of the shuttle. Yep. So we got rid of our sea turtle, stuck it onto the cockpit. And then we've got Tech. So this is probably one of the coolest figures in the set. Just because they have, so he actually has a backpack, which is cool. But then Tech has like a completely new helmet here. I can get it off. So that's pretty cool. It doesn't, nothing moves on here, but it's still cool. It's like a completely new helmet that they designed for the set, which I don't understand how they can make a completely new helmet, but then be like super lazy with everything else, but whatever. And then Tech himself has his glasses print. That's pretty cool. They also have a print without any glasses on, which I don't know as we've ever even seen on screen, but that's there. And then when he put his helmet on, you can see his glasses through the helmet. So that's awesome. Alright, moving on to bag, what are we on? 4. Bag 4 is the left wing of the Bad Batch Shuttle. I just want to point something out here because I got super confused when I was building this. There's, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it here. Basically this part on the other side, when you're building the part that goes through here, you're actually going to put the yellow piece in here into the side of this, and not in the middle, which is what I was trying to do, and then I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't go together at the end when I was trying to put the wing on. So just be mindful of that. I rush through the instructions sometimes and misread things, so that's my bad. But yeah, once you get it on there, it's pretty solid. Do be aware that when you're building it too, and you put the second part of the wing on at the top, it's going to be super floppy until you get done with the wing and put this piece on and the other pieces on the back up here. Before that, it's definitely going to fall apart easily if you shake it. On to bag 5, which is going to be the other wing. Bag 5 was just the right wing. I do want to point out it's pretty cool how these attach with these pieces pressed into the wing, and then down here you push these 2 pins into this to hold it on, and then this is held on with a cross piece that goes in the middle, and then that yellow piece that goes into the side of this. So it's kind of cool how these are pressed on here, and then they're covered up with the black Legos to hold them into the base of the wing. So it's really stable. That's kind of cool. Also, and just as importantly, in this bag, we have Echo. Echo's only got one face because he's got his cyber gear around the back of his head there. Interesting, which I never noticed on any other previews of this or whatever, Echo's right hand is gray instead of having this kind of screwdriver-y thing that he interfaces with computers. And there's a print on his right arm. Looks like a sort of a mechanical arm. Maybe it's an upgrade that comes later in the show, or maybe this just is meant to represent the screwdriver thingy. I don't know. I guess we'll find out in a couple weeks when the last episode airs. But that's pretty cool. Echo's cool. And then Rekka. We got Rekka. Rekka. He's got shoulder pads. These are the same kind of piece that's on the Dark Trooper in the Imperial Light Cruiser. Obviously just printed in a different color to match Rekka's armor. He's got his skulls on there. And then Rekka's got his missing eye and scars. He doesn't have a second print, which is weird. Like, why is there no second print for this guy? That's kind of strange, considering Hunter, who has a very detailed print on his face, still has a second print. I mean, even Tech has a second print. It's weird, the ones they decided to do a second face on and the ones they decided not to do a second face on. But that's the last two of the Bad Batch minifigures. And then we got two more bags left, bag 6 and bag 7. I'm assuming that these are going to finish out the Bad Batch Shuttle. Let's get to it. Bag 6 is done. So you can see we've got these panels on the top. This is a pretty short bag. We got the panels on, and then we got the engines on the back here. Well, that's pretty much it. On to the final bag. Lucky number bag 7. See if we can get the interior here for you. So you can see in the front, you can see two figures in there. And then it's solid here. And then this thing, let's see if I can do it here. This thing, good lord. It's supposed to flip up, right? Yeah, there we go. This thing flips up. And then there's a, let's see if we can get it out. There's a little box in there. Why? I don't know. Up in the part count. That's why. Just had to up the part count. Had to hit that skew. I got some stickered pieces in here. Slap. Alright, and there we have it. Set 75314, the Bad Batch Attack Shuttle. So once again, you've got the two speeders in this set. And then we've got the Bad Batch themselves. So we've got Tech, Rekka, Hunter, Echo, Gonky, and Crosshair. And then we've got the Bad Batch Attack Shuttle. So we just finished the shuttle. Let's talk about that a little bit. There we go. So there's the Bad Batch Shuttle. I'll point out a few things and then I may do a separate rant video. I don't know. I am not opposed to the sand blue color. Like everybody and his brother online has been complaining about this. I don't care. I think it looks pretty decent. It's pretty obvious when you watch the show. The ship was painted and the paint has all been scraped off. When they get close to the side of the ship, you can see a ton of sand blue coloring on the side of the ship where the paint is just not there anymore. It's definitely grayish blue, but it's such a model looking ship in the show. I don't think there's any way they could ever do that in Lego unless they stickered every piece, which is just not going to happen, especially at this price point. So I don't think it looks bad in the sand blue color. This is actually, yeah, let's keep it on the screen here. This is actually a printed piece for the windscreen on the cockpit, which I did not realize. I thought these were stickers, so that's kind of cool. You do have the wings here that fold down. I will never get this on screen when I do this. They fold down so that the Bad Batch Shuttle can go in its flight configuration, which I might build a stand for it because it looks really cool like that. But for right now, they kind of have to fold up a little bit for you to put it down or anything. So weirdness on this set. This whole top is basically one elongated piece. So there is a hinge here where you can open the cockpit, except you can't really open the cockpit because it hits the top fin. So, okay, that's, I guess, whatever. You cannot pick this set up by the top fin because the whole thing hinges open at the back. And so anytime you try to pick it up by the top fin, which is where you would kind of think you would pick it up, the set just opens. So that's kind of weird and inconvenient. It doesn't matter to me so much because I'm just going to display it, but if your kids want to play with this, that's kind of not a great design. You can see on the back, whoo, as I knock everything over, we've got the engines on here. Make sure this is focused. So we've got the engines on the back here. That looks pretty cool. The rearward facing cannons. That's alright. This, I don't really like the fact that they did this. The one side of the fin, that's it. It's just the undersides of Legos. Instead of making the fin dual-sided, so you could at least have studs or plates or whatever. It's just the undersides of Legos on one side. That's kind of design. It's going to be pretty hard for anybody to pick this up and swoosh it around. There are pew-pews on the bottom. Again, I don't arm those because I just display these. But if you did have those in there, your kid or whatever is going to end up setting them off when you try to pick this up because you kind of have to pick it up by the back. There's nowhere else to pick it up unless you pick it up by the very front by the cockpit, but then that doesn't look very cool. So, yeah, it looks cool. I definitely think they could have done a better job on it. But it's still a cool set. So for size comparison, here's the Bad Batch Shuttle. For $100 US. Here is the Mandalorian Starfighter for $60 US. Mandalorian Starfighter was only 544 pieces. and this was $969. Except it wasn't really. That's why we threw in the 2 speeders to up the part count so that we could up the price.
And therein lies my problem with this set. It's just a set that was designed to fill a particular SKU at a particular price point. It's not the best Bad Batch Shuttle they could make it. It's just the one that they made that they could shove a couple of extra speeders in there to up the part count and get it at the price point that they wanted. And that's just, to me, the antithesis of a creative building toy. That's just straight up pure business logic. So while I like the Bad Batch Shuttle in and of itself, I don't really like the set that they put it in. I don't like the way that they put that out there for us at $100 with, you know, it's just 2 random speeders shoved in there. Yeah, I know they were on the show, but I don't know. But that's my take on it. I do like the shuttle. I just think the shuttle, they should have left those speeders out and put it at a lower price point. Anyway, thanks for joining me again on 7-Star Off Topic. And we'll see you here next time, where we're back to our regularly scheduled videos from months ago that I'm still working on putting out.